It was that moment at the Thanksgiving table. The air thick with the scent of roasted turkey and unspoken resentments. When Emily Carter finally shattered the silence that had choked her for years. She was 32. A pediatric nurse in Oklahoma City. Her scrubs still faintly smelling of antiseptic from the emergency shift she'd just pulled. Across from her sat her younger sister, Isabella Izzy Reyes, 28. Glowing under the chandelier light with her perfectly styled waves of hair and the latest designer blouse from a sponsorship deal. Their parents, Margaret and Thomas Reyes, beamed at Izzy like she was the only star in their sky. Recounting her latest viral TikTok video to the aunts and uncles crammed around the extended table. "Our Izzy's making waves, 6 figures this quarter alone," Margaret gushed, her fork pausing midair. Thomas nodded vigorously, adding, "That's real hustle." Turning likes into a lifestyle. Emily's plate grew cold as she listened, her hands clenched under the tablecloth. For over a decade, she'd been the invisible glue holding this family together, paying the mortgage on their modest ranch-style home in a quiet suburb, covering utilities that averaged $300 a month in the sweltering Oklahoma summers, even stocking the fridge with $500 worth of groceries every few weeks. All while Izzy chased trends in the living room, her phone propped on a tripod, filming dance challenges that racked up views, but never a dime toward the bills. The words bubbled up from a deep well of exhaustion and betrayal. "If she's the success story, let her foot the bills from now on." The room froze. Forks clattered. Izzy's smirk faded into a sharp glare. Margaret's face twisted in disapproval. "Emily, don't be bitter. Izzy's building an empire." But Emily was already standing, her chair scraping back like a final punctuation. She grabbed her keys and walked out into the crisp November night, the door clicking shut behind her like the end of an era. The silence that followed her was deafening, a chasm opening up where family ties had frayed to nothing. Growing up in that same ranch house on Elm Street, with its faded blue shutters and a backyard swing set rusted from years of neglect, Emily had always been the steady one. The neighborhood was the kind where kids biked freely until streetlights flickered on, and the local Walmart was a quick 5-minute drive for everything from school supplies to emergency ice cream runs. But from the start, Izzy stole the spotlight with her infectious laugh and effortless charm, curly hair bouncing as she twirled in the kitchen to top 40 hits. Always ready with a witty comeback that made everyone chuckle. Margaret and Thomas called her their little firecracker, praising her every school play or impromptu dance recital. Emily, 2 years older, was the quiet counterpart, buried in library books, volunteering at the community center, earning straight A's that came with a parental sigh. "Loosen up. You're too serious. Like your father before he lightened up," Margaret would say, glancing at Thomas, who added, "Life's not just about grinding. Look at Izzy. She's got that spark." Those words burrowed deep, but Emily channeled them into purpose. High school was a whirlwind of AP classes and shifts at the animal shelter, dreaming of a career where she could nurture without judgment. While peers obsessed over prom dresses, she researched nursing scholarships, starting at the local community college with its stark brick buildings and overflowing parking lots. Night classes after part-time gigs at a coffee shop built her foundation. Debt-free. By 20, she transferred to a state university, diving into clinical rotations that left her bone-tired, but alive, learning to soothe scared kids during checkups, mastering the rhythm of hospital chaos. Izzy's path veered wildly different. She dipped into community college for a semester, hyped about campus parties and new crowds, but the structure chafed like ill-fitting shoes. "It's stifling my vibe," she'd complain, dropping out before finals and crashing back home with vague plans to find her thing. That's when TikTok hooked her hours in her cluttered bedroom. filming lip syncs and challenges with a ring light from Amazon, the glow spilling under her door late into the night. Meanwhile, the family's finances teetered. Thomas's job as a mechanic at a local garage hit slowdowns with fewer repairs coming in, and Margaret's hours at the retail chain got slashed amid budget cuts. The mortgage $1,400 monthly on their 3-bedroom home loomed like a shadow. Emily, fresh out of nursing school at 22, landed her first gig at a downtown clinic, pulling in a solid $55,000 a year. One tense evening in the kitchen, under the humming fluorescent light, her parents laid it out, stacks of overdue notices. Thomas's eyes shadowed with worry. Margaret twisting a dish towel. "We're drowning," Thomas admitted. Without a second thought, Emily stepped in. "I'll handle the mortgage," she said, transferring funds from her budding savings. It meant scrapping dreams of a solo trip to the coast. But family was family, or so she told herself. From then on, her paycheck became the lifeline, automatic drafts for the house payment, then $300 for power and water to keep the AC blasting through humid nights, plus grocery runs that filled the pantry with staples like ground beef, pasta, and whatever veggies were on sale. Izzy noticed. Sure. But her focus stayed on content, borrowing Emily's charger for edits or $50 for gas to film at the park. Always with a breezy, "I'll pay you back when I blow up." The imbalance settled in like a bad habit. Family barbecues centered on Izzy's latest video. Everyone huddled around the phone as Thomas replayed her pranks, laughing until tears came. Emily would linger in the background, her hospital badge still clipped to her shirt, offering a polite smile. "A promotion to the pediatric unit at Mercy Hospital? That's great, honey," Margaret would say, before pivoting, but Izzy's collab with that makeup brand, pure genius. Emily bit her tongue, drawing on the patients honed from night shifts, comforting feverish toddlers, explaining diagnoses to frantic parents under the sterile hum of monitors. Inside, though, the resentment simmered, a slow burn from being the reliable rock everyone leaned on but never celebrated. By 28, Emily's life orbited the hospital's colorful wards, murals of cartoon animals masking the beeps of 4 pumps, 12-hour shifts starting at dusk, ending with dawn light filtering through break room windows. Her salary climbed to $70,000 with overtime. Every extra dollar funneled homeward. Izzy still bunked in her old room, a chaos of backdrops and LED strips, her earnings from sporadic sponsorships vanishing into new outfits or tech upgrades. "Need $600 for a better camera, content quality matters," she'd text Emily one afternoon in the driveway. Phone in hand, Emily wired it, rationalizing it as investment in family peace. Parents downplayed the lopsided load. "Izzy's grinding in her own way. Building a brand takes guts," Thomas said over dinner one night, as Emily wolfed down a sandwich before heading out. Margaret nodded. "It's not traditional, but it's the future." Emily stayed silent, clearing her plate and grabbing her scrubs bag. To bridge gaps, she stacked shifts, weekends doubled up. Holidays volunteered for premium pay. Exhaustion etched lines around her eyes. Coffee her constant companion. But the bills stayed paid, mortgage ticking down, utilities seamless, fridge stocked. Then Thomas got laid off at 56, the garage shuttered after a corporate buyout. No pension, just a final check. The family huddled at the kitchen table, bills fanned out like a losing hand. Emily's banking app glowed on her phone, shortfall of $2,800 monthly. Even with Thomas's meager unemployment at $450 a week. "We'll cut corners," Margaret suggested, eyeing the cable bill. But it wasn't enough. Emily volunteered. "I'll cover the gap while you job hunt." She reworked her schedule, Locking in 60-hour weeks, time and a half kicking in after 40. Stubs showing the bump. Izzy chimed in via text from a content retreat. Can't chip in this month. Travel costs up front. Payout soon. No follow-up. The load crushed heavier. Emily's bi-weekly pay swelling to $3,500. Auto payments flowing out. Thomas pounded pavement, applications to rival shops. Temp agencies, but rejections piled up. Age a silent barrier. He enrolled in free online certs for hybrid vehicles. Studying at the public library. Margaret bumped her retail hours to 35, adding $500 monthly. Still, Emily bridged the rest. No questions asked. Izzy's TikTok inched up low thousands of followers. Small deals trickling in. Margaret framed a sponsorship screenshot on the fridge. This is her breakthrough. Conversations looped back to metrics. Views. Potential. The salary chasm widened. Unspoken but glaring. 2 years dragged on like that. Emily's earnings averaging $82,000 with the grind. House payments pristine. Then Izzy's big break. A 15-second dance vid exploding to 12 million views overnight. Celebs reposting. Agencies flooding her DMs. A sportswear brand offered $200,000 quarterly for exclusives. A skincare line piled on with campaigns. She signed fast. No lawyer. Eyes wide with thrill. Logistics flipped, scouting luxury lofts in downtown OKC. Snagging a sleek one-bedroom with skyline views for $2,500 monthly. Movers hauled her gear. A leased Mercedes GLS gleamed in the garage. Instagram stories flaunted it all. Slow pans of leather seats. Captions tagging sponsors. Margaret updated her Facebook. Our girl's a sensation. Proud doesn't cut it. Thomas shared with trophy emojis. Income talk sharpened. Video calls where Margaret screen-shared projections. Emily's $82,000 flatlining against Izzy's projected $2.5 million. Why not pivot? Monetize your stories. Nurse life could go viral. Thomas suggested side gigs, film during breaks, ethics aside. It's opportunity. Emily archived the emails. Clocking into shifts unchanged. Izzy jetted to NYC for launches first class. Comp suites, returning with swag bags doled out at events. Her loft filled, custom neon signs. Product shelves. Manager hired for deals. Group chats buzzed with deposit screenshots. $200,000 wired. Blessed. Parents pivoted praise. Influencing scales endlessly. See the math? Unsolicited advice. Quit nights. Build audience. Thanksgiving ignited the fuse. Table groaning under turkey and sides. Relatives zooing over Izzy's Dallas event. Private jet. Red carpet. Emily arrived late. Scrubs rumpled from a kid's asthma crisis. She shared briefly. Tough shift. Intubated a 4-year-old. Brief hush. Then Margaret. Izzy earns more in a week than you in months. That's our pride. The dam broke. Emily's retort sliced through. Bills on Izzy now. Backlash immediate. Jealousy doesn't suit you, from Margaret. Support. Don't sabotage, Thomas added. Izzy smirked. Emily exited. Driving to her friend Carla's apartment, a cozy walk-up 15 minutes away. Carla. In sweats. Brewed tea and listened. Cut the cord. They're leeching while praising her. Rental apps open. 1 bedrooms near the hospital. $1,100 range. Applied that night. Approved by dawn. Lease signed. Keys Monday. Packing frantic. Boxes from the store. Clothes in bags. Books stacked. Parents texted, come back, family first. Ignored. Izzy's story, champagne in Dallas. No home nod. Emily loaded her reliable Honda Civic, high miles, but faithful, and Carla helped unload. New place sparse, balcony overlooking trees. Laundry on site. Utilities switched, autopay set. Peace settled. No ring lights cluttering shared space. 6 months later, the fallout hit. Emily had transferred the mortgage to her name years back for stability. But post-walkout, payments ceased. No one stepped up. For missed months triggered foreclosure, bank notices, auctions. House sold to investors, eviction swift. Parents crashed at a budget motel off I-40. $70 nightly draining reserves. Margaret begged Izzy via voicemail, wire for a deposit, we're family. Izzy's reply, not my ATM. Sorted. Blocked. Thomas called Emily from a payphone, help us. This is blood. Her calm, ask the star. Click. Blocked. They entered a city shelter IDs. Eviction proof. 0 income logs. Bunks assigned, job searches mandatory. Thomas nabbed gig plumbing through networks. Margaret stocked shelves full-time. Credit rebuild via secured cards, low-income housing queued. Izzy's shine dimmed, old vids resurfaced with brand misaligning jokes. Sportswear paused, skincare dropped. Retainers evaporated $100K. Then zilch. Manager sued for breaches. She sold the Mercedes at loss, sublet the loft for a dingy suburb spot. Retail shifts to survive, no buffer from lavish years. Platforms quieted, comebacks flopped. Emily? Promotion to charge nurse, $92,000 base. Differentials pushing higher. House hunt, cozy 2-bed bungalow with a porch. Near a trail. Solo mortgage. 15% down from overtime nest egg. Enter Marcus Hale. Our doc from a joint drill, coordinating chaos. Debriefing over bad coffee. Dates evolved, food trucks. Then home-cooked meals. He gifted herbs for her balcony, mint. Peppers. Blooming in pots. Mornings, coffee shared. Sunrises watched. Parents clawed back, stable jobs. Assisted rentals. Izzy scraped by. Fame's fragility exposed. Emily held boundaries, no rescues. Her home filled intentionally, thrifted table. Framed degrees. Marcus's grill for lazy Sundays. The pain of betrayal had forged this, silent endurance to explosive release. Then quiet triumph. Family wasn't a one-way street. Love demanded reciprocity. In choosing herself, Emily found freedom's true weight. Heavier and sweeter than any unspoken debt.